4 unlikely trade scenarios for Kawhi Leonard. But before I hop right into it, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, SeatGeek. Now, I know you guys have already heard of this app, but if you haven't, I would highly recommend that you go check it out. SeatGeek is an app that takes all the confusion out of buying a ticket. Be it a game, concert, Broadway show, whatever the occasion may be, they got you. And they even give you a out of 10 score on each ticket to know if you're getting a good or a bad deal. Green good, red bad. And if you're still kind of iffy on it, if you use my promo code ModernHoops, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. And there will be a link to it in the description box below. And remember, if you use my promo code ModernHoops, you will get $20 off your first purchase, so go check them out. Kawhi Leonard has requested for a trade. Personally, I never thought I'd be saying those words, and why would anybody want to leave the Spurs? You have the greatest coach in NBA history and you're always in title contention. Like, I know these speculations of the Spurs and Kawhi not getting along been going on for the past few months, but I never believed them because that wasn't something normal coming from the Spurs, and none of this is normal. The Spurs are arguably one of the most or the most well-kept franchise in NBA history, and this just made this offseason far more interesting than it already was with the whole LeBron James free agency, which could potentially change the balance of power in the NBA. But for any of my Spurs fans out there, I'm sorry and I feel what you're going through, but I'm pretty sure you all have already heard the news by now, and a lot of people got him going to either the Boston Celtics, Lakers, Clippers, 76ers, or the New York Knicks, which makes a lot of sense. All those teams have the picks or the assets to maybe get the trade done. But with that being said, and as you already heard, I'm going to be talking about 4 unlikely trade destinations for Kawhi Leonard, but I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get right into it. So coming at number 1 is the Milwaukee Bucks. Now the Bucks don't really have any high draft picks in this year's NBA draft, like a top 10 pick, but they do have the 17th pick. And with that being said, they also have a lot of great young pieces to try and make this happen. But of course, Giannis is going to be untouchable, but they do have players like Chris Middleton, who's extremely underrated in the NBA. He's a great scorer and defender, and you got Thon Maker, who still has potential, and you also have Jabari Parker, who when healthy has proven to be a great player and possibly a star in the NBA. And you also have Eric Bledsoe, who's a solid point guard, and you also have Malcolm Brogdon, who's a great young player in the NBA also. Of course, getting a player like Kawhi is not going to be easy because he is a top 3 player in the NBA when healthy, so you got to be ready to give up a lot. But I could see the Bucks giving up Chris Middleton, Jabari Parker, Thon Maker, or Eric Bledsoe, and their 2018 first round pick for Kawhi Leonard. Of course, this all depends on what the Spurs are asking for, but I'm gonna say this: for any team trying to trade for Kawhi except the Lakers or maybe the Clippers, there is a high chance he might not re-sign with that particular team because Kawhi has only a year left on his contract, so there's going to be some room of concern in any team trying to trade for Kawhi. But hey, it's Kawhi, and it's not every day you get a chance at getting a top 3 player in the NBA. So coming at number 2 is the Sacramento Kings. Now, I know Kawhi said he liked to play in LA preferably, but I mean, Sacramento is in California and is only about a 5-hour drive to LA. Nah, that's still pretty long, but hey, you never know. Now, the Kings have the 2nd pick in this year's NBA draft, and to get a player like Kawhi, who's a top 3 player in the NBA, you'll probably have to give that up. And they also have a lot of great young players, like of course De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Willie Cauley-Stein, Justin Jackson, Harry Giles, Boban Bogdanovic, and Frank Mason. But in this trade scenario, I could see them giving up Boban Bogdanovic, who's a great young prospect and would be great in Greg Popovich's system, Willie Cauley-Stein, who's a great young athletic big man, and maybe Buddy Hield, but that might be a stretch. But the biggest factor in this trade scenario is that 2nd round pick. But there's still a huge risk that he won't resign, so there's gonna be a room for concerns. But there has been reports saying the Kings are interested in trading for Kawhi. Now, coming at number 3 is the Phoenix Suns. Now, the Suns are a team that doesn't have a lot of assets, but the assets that they do have are some pretty good ones. Now, of course, Devin Booker is going to be untouchable, but they do have the number 1 pick in Josh Jackson. Now, trading both Josh Jackson and that number 1 pick would probably give them a pretty good chance at maybe getting Kawhi, but I don't think they would be down for doing that. So it's either one or the other, but I could see them giving up Josh Jackson and a 2018 late first round pick and the Bucks 2019 first round pick, or they could also trade the first overall pick and one of their young prospects and maybe a future first round pick. But this is going to be a far stretch, and there is still that risk of him not resigning. So last but not least, coming at number 4 is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now this is going to be a huge risk for the Cavs because you can try to trade for Kawhi, which you'd probably have to give up that 8th pick, including guys like JD Osman, Hood, and maybe some other pick to try and convince LeBron to stay. But with that being said, we don't know what LeBron will do, and there is a bigger chance of him leaving than staying, and I don't know how adding a player like Kawhi will affect his position in that choice. Once again, Kawhi is on a 1-year deal and he might not stay, but it's not every day you get a chance at a top 3 player in the NBA. But the Cavs might also be giving up too much to even acquire a player like Kawhi Leonard, and you know, there is that chance of LeBron leaving. But with that being said, that is all I got for you guys today, and let me know what you guys think about the situation in this list in the comment section below. But with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe for more NBA content. And with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you all later. Peace.